I can't wait to see Batman v Superman. I'm sure it's not gonna suck at all. Hey guys, Matt here, bringing you the latest in movie reviews. And today, I'm taking a look at Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. So who's in this movie? Well, it's got a bunch of people from Man of Steel, and in this movie, we also get Daredevil, the creator of Facebook, this girl from Fast and Furious, Elastigirl, and Scar from The Lion King. What's it about? Previously in Man of Steel. And now, probably more of the same. Well, the movie starts off with the origin story of Bruce Wayne's parents getting shot, set over the dullest opening credits in the history of cinema. This is a big blockbuster movie, and the title just kind of fades in at the corner of the screen in the dullest font possible. Kinda like this. So already we're off to a heart-pounding start. We also get to see young Bruce Wayne fall into a hole, and then get carried back to safety by a bunch of bats. I'm sorry, did I do crack? Did you do crack? Somebody here did crack because none of this makes any sense. What? Oh, that was a dream. Oh, okay. And we also see that during the final battle of Man of Steel, Bruce Wayne was in Metropolis being a hero and trying to save as many people as he could. Look, I don't care if you are Batman, there's no way you're going into the apocalyptic damage from Man of Steel and coming out alive. And that starts Batman's fierce hatred for Superman, because he views him as a threat and every time he shows up he brings destruction and whatever. I think he's just jealous of Superman. But Bruce isn't the only one who hates the last son of Krypton, as many other people share his belief that Superman is a threat, and the Man of Steel must endure the most brutal, the most exciting trial of his life. A congressional hearing! Yes, because when I paid to see Batman v Superman, I was begging to see scenes of Superman defending himself in court from government officials and protesters. Taste like Star Wars prequels. But Superman isn't a fan of Batman either, and views his vigilante activities as extreme and unjust. I think he's just jealous of Batman. Yeah, I'm kinda with him in thinking that Batman's methods are a bit brutal. I'm pretty sure I saw Batman kill people a few times in this movie, and I'm not sure if I'm okay with that. And the Joker is here, and he's insane and tells a lot of bad jokes. What's that? Oh, that's not the Joker. That's supposed to be Lex Luthor.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Anyway, this obnoxious billionaire who's calling himself Lex Luthor for some reason wants to make Superman look like the bad guy, and he does this by creating a boring subplot involving selling weapons to terrorists and framing Superman for bombing the Capitol. Hey kids, you want to go and see a fun superhero movie where Superman is framed for the murder of hundreds of people? Of course you don't. Here, have Ant-Man. Also, Lex has Kryptonite, because even a dead serious superhero movie like this still needs a magic green rock that can kill Superman. Now I know what you're probably thinking. When do Batman and Superman fight? The movie's called Batman v Superman, so when do I get to see some action? Well, my little maniacs, they do fight. But you have to wait like 2 hours. And then they only fight for 10 minutes.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
But it's okay, because Batman and Superman get over their differences to fight Doomsday. And calm down, that's not a spoiler. It was all over the trailer, for God's sake. And yes, Doomsday still looks like a cave troll from Lord of the Rings. Only with much worse special effects. And Wonder Woman is there! I mean, she doesn't really do a whole lot for a lot of the movie, but she's there at the final battle, and that's something. She's cool. So final verdict, 2 sad Ben Afflecks out of 5. Alright, let's start with the positives. The action's pretty good in this movie, much like in Man of Steel, and the acting's pretty solid for the most part. Henry Cavill is still a good Superman, and Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot really shine as Batman and Wonder Woman. Jeremy Irons is also a really good Alfred, and I just wish we got to see more of him in this movie. And then we get to Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. I joked before about how he seems more like the Joker, but honestly, that would have been a much better casting choice. This version of Lex completely subverts everything that makes the character good. He's not menacing or charismatic, he's silly and obnoxious and a bit creepy at times. I understand they were trying to make him more like a modern-day youthful entrepreneur like Mark Zuckerberg, but there's a way to do that without making him an annoying clown. His acting is bad, his dialogue is bad, and his stupid hair is bad. And that's kinda how I can describe the rest of this movie. Bad. Just a mess. The editing in this movie is lackluster for some of the time, and scenes near the beginning and the end are ordered in such a way that makes them either confusing or entirely pointless. The plot is barely there, and almost none of the characters' actions or motivations really make all that much sense. And they try to shove so much stuff into this movie. It's trying to be a Man of Steel sequel, a Batman movie, a Wonder Woman movie, and a setup for the Justice League movie all at the same time, and none of it really works. It's just so overstuffed and unfocused, and the whole movie suffers from a bad case of ADHD. And if you thought that Superman and Lois had no chemistry in Man of Steel, it's even worse here. They constantly say how much they love each other, but there's nothing, absolutely nothing between them. I mean, this is Clark Kent and Lois Lane, one of the most iconic fictional couples ever. They shouldn't have the chemistry of 2 wet logs. And for some reason, the movie keeps throwing in random dream sequences from Batman about how he's afraid of Superman or guilty over his parents' death or whatever. Or they're supposed to be dreams, but half time, I just felt like I was watching Bruce Wayne's steady decline into madness. And the movie just doesn't end. It's 2.5 hours long, and I felt every minute of it. And just when you think the movie's ready to end, it's all like,
but I'm not done yet!
This thing has more endings than Return of the King! But most importantly, this movie is not fun. It's dark, it's dull, it's depressing, and nobody smiles in it. I mean, this is Batman and Superman together on the big screen for the first time in cinema history. I shouldn't feel like I just watched my dog die, but that's how I felt watching this movie. I don't know what DC's obsession is with taking the color and fun out of their superhero movies, but not everyone needs to be as dark and serious as Batman. I'm not asking for Marvel levels of quippy, because I understand DC's trying to do its own thing, but just give me something, guys, give me something! I just hope Suicide Squad isn't as bad as this, because between this and Man of Steel, I don't think I have it in me to sit through another DC sulkfest. But fortunately, there is a DC movie coming up that I know I can look forward to. Oh yeah! You know, I can't help but feel like I've been here before. Reviewing a bad superhero movie that took itself too seriously, and it had bad editing. Wait a minute. And today, I'm taking a look at Fateful. The writing is awful, the characters have no personality, they have no chemistry with one another. It's also got that same dark, humorless, depressing tone you find in realistic superhero movies like Man of Steel. Of course. That's why this movie was so bad. His name is Darkhead. It takes a special breed of jerk to make Marvel's first family this dark.
That one day every superhero movie will be dark, depressing, and colorless.
Dark Edge.
Speak of the devil and, well, you know the rest.
I should have known you weren't gone after last time. Your fingerprints are all over this movie.
After what I did with Man of Steel, I just knew I had to come back for the sequel to try and top myself.
Why are you here? Can't you see I've been through enough already? I don't need this, too.
Oh, but that's why I'm here. You've already been through hell and back with this movie, and I want to make sure you know that I've won. When you think about the depressing tone of this movie, the lost potential, the crashing hype train, I want you to think about me. And then I want you to think about how I won't stop. The hopelessness doesn't end here. This is the future of superhero movies. You've already seen what I can do to Superman and the Fantastic Four, and this is just a taste of what I can do to the greater DC universe. Aquaman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Shazam! All of these heroes that are supposed to be colorful and fun will become the inverse, and each one will be darker and grimmer than the last. I will make sure that you never experience joy watching your childhood heroes on the big screen ever again. So tell me, is this your worst nightmare? Or do I need to step it up a notch?
Wait. Was that whole thing a dream? Great. Now this movie's screwing with my sleep. Oh my god, you are such a drama queen! It's just a freaking movie!
Hello, darkness.
If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive and well, will you be there holding my hand? I'll keep you by my side with my superhuman might, Kryptonite.
How about just... Oh.
That works, yeah, okay.